Welcome back to ThinkGard's Q&A. Today we're talking about, have there been any specific patterns with ransomware during the COVID-19 pandemic? And the answer is yes. Unfortunately, it's been a theme of kick them while they're down, because what we've seen is local and county government have been more affected, especially even unemployment offices at times when they're overwhelmed with work already. And then also in K through 12 education, there have been a lot more attacks now that e-learning is more widely used. So it's more painful now. And that's what the hackers are all about, is trying to inflict as much pain as possible so that you'll pay the ransom and that you'll get it taken care of and keep on moving. Obviously, we don't suggest that. The other interesting pattern that we've seen is a reuse of an older hacking technique for ransomware purposes. So the distributed denial of service attack has been around for a long time, where you have a collection of computers that have been compromised on the internet that then focus a bunch of traffic at a particular target and basically make it so busy that it can't work. And basically what we're seeing is now people are using that as a ransomware technique to actually inundate a target with traffic. And then in order for them to let up and allow things to work as usual, they'll require a ransom. So knocking out a network this way is always painful, because basically it takes a company off the internet. And that's always a bad thing, because people need to operate and have email and access to their different things on the internet. But it's especially painful right now with people working from home, because people are actually accessing the office through that internet connection via VPN or different applications. And when that internet connection is down, everybody who's working from home is down. So it's especially problematic for them right now. And again, this is where the hackers are trying to find the soft underbelly, the weak spot that they can hit and actually have people pay a ransom. So obviously, again, we don't suggest that. The other interesting thing about that particular type of attack is it doesn't require the hackers to actually have privileged access to the network. They're just outside the network and inundating it with requests from these different machines and causing all of this traffic to keep the legitimate traffic from getting through. So it's interesting. They don't have to have a password. They don't have to have hacked in. They don't have to have used malware. All they have to do is just flood basically the firewall at the target's office with these requests, and it basically knocks it out. So the way to get around that is to have a firewall that's smart enough to know what is the good requests from the internet and what is the bad requests. So we want to disregard all of those requests, all that information from those the different machines that have been compromised, and actually just take the information and the requests from the legitimate end users, provide them the information they need so they can work and do all that stuff. So if you have the right equipment in place, it's not a problem. Unfortunately, a lot of people don't. So that's the interesting thing that we found, is this reuse of distributed denial of service as a ransomware vector. And so that's one of the neat things that we've seen, the things that are changing out there. So it's really, it's all about having the right things in place to keep that from happening in the first place. If you like this kind of content, you'd like to see more, by all means subscribe to the channel and also hit the bell for notifications. Also, if you have other questions that you'd like us to answer, stick those in the comments and we'll be happy to try to answer those as part of a future video. Thanks a lot.